gentlemen. My name is Stephen Brown, and I'm Director of Bands here at Hudson ISD, and I would like to welcome you to the 2021 Hudson ISD Band Spring Concert. It's been a year for the record books, let's just say that. With everything going on and this happened, we are certainly proud of all the students and all the effort they've put into this entire year. As a reminder, this is a Hudson ISD event, so please stay masked as much as you can so we can stay within the guidelines provided by the school district. Even with the craziness of the year, your students have continued to push to be better musicians, and we could not be more proud of them. This serves as a testament to how you actually raised them, so thank you very much. Tonight, just like every night, we will begin our concert in the best way possible. So will you please stand, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, performed by the Hudson High School Flute Quartet. Thank you, ladies. Our first group to perform this evening is the Hudson Beginning Band. Being in beginning band is a very exciting yet challenging time for students as they basically learn a completely new language. Things that are just unknown to them. They spend the entire year learning from scratch, and it's really amazing what they're able to do. As teachers, it's very rewarding to see them from the first moment when they make their first note and the light bulb pops, to watch them grow, learn, and develop a skill like beginning to master an instrument. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Hudson Beginning Band under the direction of Mr. Stephen Sterling.
Hello. Oh, cool. How's it going, everybody? For all of you who do not know me, my name is Mr. Strother. This year was a special year. I came into this year with the mindset, let's just see how much sixth graders can really do. And not only have these students met my expectations, but far exceeded my expectations. And that's only a testament to how, A, the parents have raised their children, so thank you for that. And B, the resilience of these students to go through what we've been through this year is remarkable in itself. And even put on this concert is a testament to their resilience. Now, I am a band director, and I get that, but the reason I am a band director is to make these children better people and to help them be successful in life. And this resilience goes a long way to making these kids successful. And for them to learn that at this age is remarkable. So I'm super proud of these students, and y'all should be as well. Thank you, parents. Thank you. Thank you, parents. And thank you, students, most of all. Our last song is named The Tempest. And the tempest is filled with energy. So we'll see what happens.
100% honest, to say they're nervous is quite an understatement. When I walked out there right before we started, I looked at one of them, I was like, oh, bless your heart. She was sitting there and she was like, it's okay, I promise it's all good. They were like, are we going to be able to see all of them? I'm like, no, you won't. Well, now they realize that was a complete lie. But it's all right. It's one of those good lies that you get sometimes. Can we have, real quick, can we just have one more round of applause for them, please? Right back. We're going to set up for the middle school band, so we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Thank you so much. Welcome back. The next group of the night is the Hudson Middle School Band. The students have worked very hard this year and we're very proud of them. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Hudson Middle School Symphonic Band under the direction of Mr. Stephen Sterling.
it's always an adventure. It's kind of why I like doing this. You never know what you're going to get. I knew very early on in life I wasn't going to be able to do something super repetitive, and I'm so glad I chose this. Now, how about the kids? Like I was saying at the Christmas concert, a lot of these kids didn't get the last 3 months of their beginning band year. And for most people, that is a hindrance. But for these kids, I don't know how, but I didn't change any curriculum and they still succeeded. I don't know how that happened. Actually, I do. Again, it's resilience. It's resilience and a great group of kids that we've got right now. So again, thank you to the parents and for raising them the way you did. And of course, thank you for the kids. The kids have put in so much time, and they had to, because I didn't give them an inch. But I mean, it doesn't sound like there's a difference. And my results from last year to this year were different either. So thank you, 7th and 8th grader middle school group.
Yeah.
All the times that I've been hard on you, I want you to know that it was all to show you that you can do more than you ever thought you could. That's all that's what this entire year has been about. And I hope, if nothing else, you got that from this year. 8th graders especially. Because as you go into high school, you're going to need that lesson more than ever. And on a much lighter note, our last piece is called, I am now blanking. Our last piece is called Arabian Dances, and this is the culmination of this year. A month and a half ago, one of our pieces weren't working out, and I was like, you know what? Let's see what they've got. So I hope you enjoy Arabian Dances.
gentlemen, one more applause, please, for the Hudson Middle School Symphonic Band. We will be right back. We're going to set up for the high school wind ensemble. It'll be in a couple minutes. Thank you so much. Well, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Hudson High School Wind Ensemble. That's right. You heard that, Stevie. So, it's such a fun piece. The name of that piece was called Abram's Pursuit. It is a musical interpretation of a story in the Bible, from the Bible in Genesis chapter 14. In Genesis chapter 14, King Chedorlaomer and 3 other kings set out on a path to conquer everything that they could in their sight. While doing this, the men unknowingly captured Lot, who was Abram's brother's son. Abram soon became Abraham, Father Abraham, the father of the Jewish nation. It's very close to God. When Abram heard of Lot being captured, he armed 318 trained servants, pursued the king and all the armies. And let's just say not only did he recover a lot, but basically everything else that king tried to take originally. So that piece, I let them listen to that piece at the beginning of the year, and immediately, within the first 30 seconds of listening to it, they were like, yes, it's a war hymn. Of course we want to play it. So we hope you enjoyed that piece. Now, our next piece is a little bit of a change of pace. Let me rephrase. It's a complete change of pace. The next song is a piece that many musicians and band community members hold very dear to our hearts. On April 20th, in 1999, 2 students entered Columbine High School with malicious intent. This was later known as the Columbine High School Massacre. An American Elegy, the piece we're about to play, was composed by Frank DeKelly in memory of the students who lost their lives and to honor their survivors. The solos that happen in this piece portray moods of serenity, sadness, but hope. The piece serves as a reminder of how frail and precious life truly is. We hope you enjoy An American Elegy by Frank DeKelly. inside that piece. That piece has over 10 solos. It's actually 12 solos throughout the entire piece. Before we perform our final song for the evening, I would like just to thank a few people. First off, I would like to thank our band boosters for everything they do, everything they help do for the kids. Everything is for the kids. That's the reason we teach. That's the reason we have a booster organization. So thank you, boosters. I would like to thank the administration. Oh, yes, please. I would like to thank our administrators all across the schools. Thank you so much for your support. Mr. Webb, Mr. Crenshaw, Ms. Lopez, thank you for being here. I would like to also, yes, thank you, Mr. I would also especially like to thank the school board for their tremendous support of the arts and the band program. Just a quick reminder as well, since all of you are here, it's so much easier than sending an email. For real, and sometimes it doesn't work half the time. Tomorrow, the middle school award ceremony will start at 5 p.m., and that's just an award ceremony. There'll be some cookies and some punch, but no actual dinner. It's going to be at the Silo, that's 206 East Groesbeck Avenue, right beside First Baptist Church. Go down, take a left on 3rd, cross the tracks right there on the right. I've been there a few times. It's also Tomei Catering, and I love to eat, so it's okay. I'm not going to miss a meal. It's from 5 to 6. The high school banquet will start at 7. The doors will open at 6:30. That's just for high school only parents and students. Our final piece is a multi-movement work. It's something the students actually picked out. I'm a firm believer in letting the kids have a say in what you play, because if they don't enjoy it, then they're not going to practice it. I didn't. And so if I didn't like something, I wasn't going to waste my time on it. But all the music you've heard so far, including this last piece, these kids had in hand in actually wanting to play it. The students picked this last piece not only because they wanted to perform it here, but also because they wanted to perform it next weekend at the Meyerson Symphony Center in Dallas, where the Dallas Symphony plays. I could realistically go into great lengths about this piece and explain everything, but let's be real, I don't think you want to hear it. And plus, it'd just take up way too much time. At the conclusion of this piece, we will recognize our seniors, so whenever the lights kick on, just hang tight, because, we need to recognize them if you don't mind. We hope you enjoy our final piece of the night. It is selections from pictures at an exhibition. All right. Seniors, come on down. All right, so, yeah, this is the awkward time. Everyone figures out spacing in the middle. Yeah, we're all good? Good, ready? All right. Well, they're not ready. They don't want to do this, trust me. I'm not gonna lie. So, it was really hard to make their senior slideshow for our banquet. I've been here 5 years, and so my first year here, these were my 8th graders. So, and as their parents and people that know them, some of them completely changed. Others, nope. Looking at pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, were you that tiny? Dylan Garrett. He was really short. I'm just saying, he is not short anymore. I have to look up to him. But some of them, like Kylie, Annie, Mackenzie, like never changed. I'm like, nope, that's them. That's them. So, I have some stuff here. I have to write it down because my memory is trash. And the kids know that. They're like, Mr. Brown, just tell that story. And I'm like, yeah, sounds great. And then I have to ask the others, like, what story is that again? I don't remember. I'm an awful person. All right, Emma Finch. It's really awesome. So, ever since Emma was in middle school, first off, when we got there, Emma really just kind of stood there. She didn't like say anything at all. But ever since then, this was last year, anytime before Emma left, she always came to the office. She was like, hey, do you need anything? You good? Anything? Every single time. And I'm not gonna lie, when at first I was like, I wanna go home. But then it's like, no, that's what she does. And she's always willing to help 24/7. But now here's a fun story. So every year, I take them for a senior dinner. And we took them to Clear Springs because they wanted to go to Clear Springs. That's right. That's right. So we're sitting through there, and Emma, if you haven't noticed, it's really easy to make Emma laugh. I mean, I could just basically look at her, and she'll just start laughing. And so we're sitting through there, and they got desserts, and it's whipped cream, and they're just shoving their face full of whipped cream and donuts and whatever all that food was there, because it's Clear Springs, and it's amazing. And I looked over, and I went, ugh, and she went, ugh, and whipped cream went in her mouth and out through her nose. And then I saw the look of terror on her face, and she was like, oh my God, Mr. Brown, it burns. And all of us are in there, we're just crying. It's the funniest thing in the world. And it was like, oh my gosh, it hurts so bad. And of course, we laugh in pain. That's just the way I am too, and all of them are. And we're just all dying laughing. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emma Finch. The next guy here, I actually have a lot of respect for. He manages to not only juggle his time between all the stuff the choir department does, but also what the band does. He goes back and forth. He had a rehearsal actually right before this, a dress rehearsal for the concert tomorrow. Still manages to make it on time and know all of his music. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gavin Haggard. So, Daniel, are you concerned about what story I'm about to tell? Yeah, he's like, what's he gonna do? Don't worry. Daniel is like me when I was in college. He's got no filter, which is hilarious all the time. He's insanely sarcastic, but that's what literally everyone loves about him. You can ask him something, and he will be insanely sarcastic with his response. But deep down, after he's being sarcastic, he will gladly help you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Daniel Maldonado. I'm going to flip sides here, so it's hopefully not as awkward. Sorry. Yeah, Dylan Garrett. So, when I first got here, by the way, I haven't changed my height. I've gotten wider since I've been here, but not any taller. When I got here, I swear, Dylan was about this tall. It was, I'm not going to say hilarious, but it's pretty funny. And then, like, when he got to be a freshman, we came into band camp, and I'm like, I was like, what? He just, like, grew, and it was awesome. Dylan is another one of those that's always willing to help, never complains. I don't think I've ever heard him actually complain about something to my face. I had to throw that in there. So he's always there, always at the band hall, always here early. He was here an hour and a half early tonight just to help and make sure we had everything ready to go. It was truly a joy to be able to teach you, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dylan Garrett. Okay. This one is petrified from what I'm about to say. Yeah, don't worry. Courtney DeBus, if you don't know Miss DeBus, by the way, there is a space in her last name. And if you get that wrong, you think? No, you've been telling me that for like 5 years. There's a space in your last name. You yelled at me every time I got it wrong for like 3 years. She is also one of the pickiest girls. Hey, we're going to go out to eat. What do you want? Not chicken. Hey, we're going to have Chick-fil-A for dinner. I want Chick-fil-A. What do you like from Chick-fil-A? Mac and cheese. I'm like, that's like Jesus chicken. You want all Jesus chicken? You want mac and cheese? But then I had mac and cheese, and it was really good. So, thank you. She has the sweetest heart, I think, out of almost everyone here. She has a tough outer skin, but yeah. It's my microphone time. Thank you very much. I don't get to talk very much, and I ramble a lot, so it's fine. Are you still scared? Don't cry. Don't make me cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. No, nothing happening today. Not today, Wilson. Don't you make me cry. Ladies and gentlemen, before I say anything else, I'm going to start crying. This is Miss Courtney DeBus. Talking about change. Miss Stevie Gilbert, when I first got here, I walked into the band hall, and there was a girl standing in the doorway. I'm like, excuse me, and the first words out of her mouth were, I'm sorry. It was like, for 2 years, anything I said, I was like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, why are you sorry? I'm like, excuse me, everyone, I'm sorry. I'm like, stop being sorry. I'm like, you're not sorry. Stop saying it. But it's amazing. Yeah, now it's like, you're sorry. Completely 180. But completely broken out of her shell. She became an all-state musician, headed to SFA to pursue music. So, very proud of her. Ladies and gentlemen, all right. So, don't be looking around. What are you looking around for? You're next in line. You ain't getting away from this. I got it. It's a grade. Great to be here. That's right. It's a great to be here. Miss Anina Amal. Quite easily, and always has been, one of the easiest people to embarrass. Every time I say something, Mr. Brown! Every time. Doesn't matter what it is. I could just be like, I'm going to get something to eat, I'm fat. And they'd be like, oh, Mr. Brown! Like, ever since she was in middle school, this is the best thing in the world. She always comes to the band hall, always pushes everyone else, literally pushes everyone else. It's just pushing things. She got attitude, but a massive heart. And it's been so much fun to teach her for these past 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Annie Amal. All right, so the next one. This was really fun. So when we first got here, it was Mackenzie. And then it turned into Mac somewhere along the way. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it became Big Mac. I don't know why it became Big Mac, but I started calling her Big Mac. One of the hardest workers that I've ever met in a band program, and that's saying a lot because I've met a lot of people. She's a go-getter. If she sees her eye on something, ain't nothing gonna stop her. So you might as well just let her do what she wants to do. Ain't no way she's gonna stop. She'll do whatever it takes to help anyone out at any time. And that's sort of all her friends are like, you must not know her very well. This is nice. Is y'all crying right now? I ain't got to you yet, don't worry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to teach Miss Mackenzie Rose. The next girl, as you can see, is probably, I guess, the happiest girl on the planet. I don't think I've ever seen her frown in 5 years. Every time I come, she can't even fake it. She's like, she can't even fake it. She tries so hard to fake it, but you just look at her and she just can't help it. Always has a smile on her face, no matter what's going on. Storming, raining outside, tornadoes, hi. But I will say this, whenever I don't feel good, or someone else doesn't feel good, all it takes is just a look and talk, one word to Miss Kylie Hilliard, and she'll make your day better, always. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kylie. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Okay, real quick, one thing about her. So, there is this restaurant we all like to go to for indoor percussion trips. It's called Genghis Grill. Okay? Oh, yeah, it's on. It is on. So, this was 4 years ago. She was a freshman, and we were going on our first indoor percussion trip. And we go to Genghis Grill. It's a Mongolian stir fry kind of thing. And we walk in there, and if you've ever been, or if you've never been, when you walk in, you get your bowl, and then there's a raw food section, okay? And you get to pick out your meat, you season it, add all your vegetables. It's a fat kid's delight. I recommend you go there. It's amazing. Like, they don't stop you. As high as you can pile it. Ask some of the kids that graduated here recently, some of them engineering guys, I mean, it was like stacked far out of the bowl. Like, the workers there were taking pictures of some of their stuff. It was fascinating. We get there, and I'm like, of course, in heaven, and I'm like chicken and all this, steak and all this. And I get my rice, and we look back and look at Kylie's bowl, and it's rice and pepperoni. We're like, Kylie, why didn't you get food? And she's like, well, I thought it was just going to be raw. I was like, they cook your food. And she's like, I didn't know that. I'm like, oh. But it was the sweetest thing in the world, and we couldn't help. We still laugh. I still laugh about that. I'll never forget that. That's like the best thing in the world. So there's your story, Kylie. Yeah, that was good. All right. The next girl is also an extremely hard worker, always practicing, always at the band hall. It's been so much fun to teach her for these past 5 years. But before I tell you her name, so we have the assignments in band. They're called objectives. Oh yeah, she knows what's about to happen. And they're required to play them off online. And they have been for years, ever since I've been here. And so, at that time, she was passing off a scale, which at that time was difficult. Now they play it every single day. Most of the music, they have the scale. I'm sorry if I almost hit you. Won't be the first time or last. And it was the A-flat major scale. And we're sitting there and listening to the recording of it, and she's playing it, and I'm like, oh, it's going to sound it sounds perfect. And all of a sudden, she gets to the end, and she just screams. It's like, ah! And I'm like, what was that? And so I played it again, and and I'm like, save, download, put it on Google Drive, never gonna lose that, amazing, best thing in the world. And all her friends still never live it down. They all have it on their phones, it's constant, I think it's a ringtone for one of you for her, the best thing in the world. It was just the most frustrating thing. And I remember, as they went to the next year, they were like, "Hey, Mr. Brown, you know whenever we just couldn't do that and we were so mad and we just screamed into the recordings?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "It's not so hard now." And I'm like, "Oh, you're getting better. That's what we're here." Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Allie Sinclair. You look absolutely terrified. All right, Jacob. You ready for this? No, you ain't. Yeah, you're right. You ain't ready. No, it's all good. Jacob Tullis. Always in my office. What can I do? It was the best thing ever. I would say he would pester, but it was a good thing. It was, what can I do to get better? Hey, my sound is like this. What can I do? Hey, do you need any help with anything? How can I be a better trumpet player? What college do I need to go to? Can you help me get into this? Can you help me do this? One of the purest hearts, a talented kid, and an awesome joy to be able to teach. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jacob Tullis. I don't need my paper for this one. I know this one by heart. All right, are you ready for this? So, in case you weren't aware, Ethan doesn't talk very much. I think when I taught him in middle school, out of the entire year, he said 8 words to me. And that's including like 4 highs out of the entire year. And I'm like, I would make him, I'd be like, say something. He'd be like, what do you want? Say something. For like 3 years. And all of a sudden, last year, we get to school, and he comes into my office, shuts the door, and starts talking. And of course, I'm like after he left, I was like trying to count all the words, but I didn't have enough fingers and toes, so it didn't work out very well. And I'm like, he spoke so many words. I was like dumbfounded for the entire weekend. I was just not ready for it. He always comes to me, and first off, video gamer right here. I'm okay at video games. I play video games all the time. You can ask my wife, she hates it. But Ethan, whole nother level. We played video games at a social one time, and I was like, all right. No, it was just, he destroyed me. It was awful. I cried later that night as I stuffed my face with ice cream and pizza. I sure did. Sorry, that time all the blue ball disappeared, that was me. Sorry. Always in my office, always in the band hall, stays after school just to get better. That's all he wants to do. He wants to be the best at whatever he's doing. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the attitude that a lot of kids are missing nowadays. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ethan Lancome. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for our 2021 Hudson Band Seniors? Before we finish, let me just say this, seniors. Turn around. You lay the groundwork for what follows you. Yeah, some of you don't want to turn around because you're going to start crying. You lay the groundwork. They have some big steps to fill, some big shoes to fill. Thank you so much for all of your time, your hard work, your blood, your literal blood, according to Buska. She fell in a hotel room twice, and then cried about her ice cream that spilled. Your sweat, your tears, constantly throwing up on the marching field, but still pushing through it. Thank you so much for all of your time and your hard work. As our tradition here with the band department, we ask that you exit the auditorium and let the seniors be the last one to leave as they enjoy the stage one last time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a great night. God bless.